I'm Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, and you're watching TAPED with Rabbi Doug.
We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug on your TV tonight.
But Daddy, I want to watch Monday Night Football.
Forget about Monday Night Football. There's no other thing we're gonna watch on Monday but Rabbi Doug. Yeah, Rabbi Doug on TV tonight. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. Oh, everybody talk about Doug.
Shalom and welcome to Taped with Rabbi Doug. Glad you could be with us today. And speaking of Shalom, next to me right here is Shalom Klein. Welcome to the show, Shalom.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
So glad to be with us. Now, you've actually been involved with shows that I've done before because you have been involved with a number of politicians over the years and running people's campaigns and running so many different things. But you are the vice president of Moshe Klein and Associates, an accounting firm. And somehow along the way, Shalom Klein is the founder and has done a lot of work in networking for business, and meaning that people who are looking for jobs, people who are looking for employment, and employers who are looking for people to fill jobs. You have been doing this networking for a long time. Started out, I think, within a synagogue, just a group of people, and grown to a citywide Jewish B2B networking is your baby, and it has just grown beyond words. You had the most gigantic networking event, the event, probably, which took place in Skokie. How many people attended that?
Well, what we've been told is that it was 2,700 plus. That was an estimate from the police. That was based on cars. Our expectation was closer to 3,000 people, and we're getting ready to announce the business event for 2012, which we're expecting to double the size of that. So close to 6,000 people. Very exciting.
It's very exciting. How does one get the word out? Now, we know that there's social networking on the internet and emails, and you publish a not-for-profit magazine called JBN, Jewish Business News Chicago, and this is the October 2011 issue that I'm showing you right now, although there's another issue out. This one is volume number 1, issue 9, right?
Right.
This is your 9th magazine that's been out already, and this is a non-for-profit magazine, and what you do with this is you share more news about business, about people looking for jobs, about positions that are open and careers, and you feature people in it as well.
Including Mr. Rabbi Dr. Doug Zeldin.
I was honored to be one of the people featured in there, but it's kind of amazing. How did you decide to get involved in networking? Now, you were doing accounting, you were doing collections. How did you get into networking?
Well, I actually stumbled upon it accidentally. I moved back to Chicago just about 2 years ago to grow our family business. I came in, we were working with many mid-sized businesses. I decided to change our model, start working with small businesses, and I started getting out there networking quite a bit myself. When I started, I barely knew what it means to network, what a chamber of commerce is, and I just started doing it. Just started getting out there and drinking a lot of coffee. I'm a big fan of Starbucks, as you can see. Actually, I just earned my gold card today, so that's exciting.
Okay.
And I realized as we started growing the business that so many of our clients, friends, and family needed to meet with each other. And a realtor needs a photographer to take pictures of the listings. A photographer needs a lawyer, and so on. Did a lunch in June of 2010 at Slice of Life in Skokie. Thought 20 people would come, 75 people showed up. And immediately I saw the need, I saw the potential that while there are many things that divide people, politics, religion, levels of observance, there's one thing that I guess glues everybody together without exception. We all need to put food on the table. We all need a job. We all need to make a living. I saw a tremendous void in the community. By community, I mean the Jewish community. By community, I mean overall. Everybody shares this need. There are so many people that want to do business with the Jewish community, and we formed Jewish B2B Networking, monthly events. Monthly turned out to be too infrequent. Started doing many, many more events. These days we have things almost weekly. Started a magazine in the beginning of 2011, and it's grown. It's grown very, very quickly. So many thousands of people participating because everybody shares the need to network, to grow their businesses, to find jobs, and help each other. That's what it's all about.
It's an amazing process. What is the motivation for someone who's working full-time and you were also, like I said, working on political campaigns and doing other things. What is the motivation to make this so much part of your life?
Well, I was always taught as a child two principles. Number one, get your financial house in order, and that goes into the accounting side of things. But also, the highest form of tzedakah, the highest form of charity is helping somebody earn their own livelihood. And that's what this is all about. Instead of many great organizations out there doing outreach, doing all sorts of programs, services for Jews, overall organizations, this I found to be something that I've got a passion for, helping be a matchmaker, be a shadchan, make those connections, trying to help a job seeker get connected with perhaps a business that recently approached me that they're looking to hire. And I find no greater satisfaction than walking into a coffee shop, walking into a restaurant, walking into a shul, and hearing a success story, whether it's a direct success story that I introduced those two people or they met at one of our events, or indirectly, kind of like the LinkedIn analogy, second degree, third degree connections. That's what I've seen firsthand. We're already on to eighth degree connections between people that are meeting at our events. I mean, I know of at least 119 people to date, and I think we're filming on November 3rd. 119 people that are now working thanks to our efforts. And again, we started focusing on business, not employment. And it's impossible to measure the number of dollars of business that people are transacting with each other. So it's very exciting. That's my motivation. That's what keeps me going to do this literally all day and all night. And this is only the beginning. I think that we've only scratched the surface. I think that everybody shares this need. And you talked about politics. Politics is something that divides people, but you know what? I've been fortunate to get to know many, many, many elected officials, both Democrats, Republicans, Independents, and they really stand behind this effort. It's all about connecting people. It doesn't cost the government a penny, not a penny. And we have Jan Schakowsky, who's become a very good friend, and she's been coming to many of our events. And I sit on Senator Mark Kirk's Small Business Advisory Board. I'm on the State Treasurer's Job Creation Task Force. It's a tremendous honor and opportunity to be a part of this. Try to be the glue that holds everything together.
It's pretty amazing. Now, I want to talk about the event that took place a few months ago, because it really was amazing. You had vendors bringing out their business, and it wasn't people trying to sell something to someone. That wasn't the purpose, nor were anybody really doing that at their booths. What they were doing were looking for people who their business could help the other people's business, and vice versa. They can find someone to help their business be more successful. It was really a symbiotic relationship type of event. I mean, I saw advertisers and photographers talking to businesses about how they could help their business advertise more and so on. And at the same time, I heard people who were doing marketing say, "Are you doing any marketing right now? Well, maybe we could help you market and build your business into a bigger business." Everybody was looking for something else, and people were giving away things. There was candy, there were gifts, there were samples of items and things, and people were saying, "Hey, are you interested in selling health food or whatever it is that we're offering? If you're looking for a part-time gig and you want to do that for us, we're not soliciting anybody to work for us, but we're willing to take on distributors."
Right.
And so people were like, they were just sharing information.
There's a good match for everybody, and it was. I think you're right. I think there was a very, very diverse mix of businesses and employers that were represented. You had both the product, service, and this was our first year doing this. So it was a tremendous success. We're getting ready. In the next few days, we're going to be announcing the venue and the date for the Business Event 2012. Again, we expect that it will double in size. We've got some great participation from various municipalities that they want to turn this into a big deal. The Village of Skokie proclaimed August 25th, 2011 as the Business Event Day in Skokie. One of the first acts that the Illinois State Legislature did, an act sponsored by State Representatives Daniel Biss and Lou Lang. They recognized our efforts in helping put people back to work. But it was a very diverse mix of people. And again, networking is for everybody. I think everybody who came there found an interesting connection, whether they were able to help somebody else or they were able to be helped. It was a free event, and I'm excited about the next steps.
And I think not only did they do that, but they also ran into people they hadn't seen in years.
Sure.
And found out what they were doing, which eventually, like you said, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth degree. I know someone you could connect up with that could help you with what you're doing, or vice versa.
We're filming today in a synagogue. Very often, people here in Chicago, they'll sit next to somebody on Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur. They really shouldn't be talking in shul, but they know who's a Cubs fan, who's a Sox fan. They talk about the weather. They don't know what the person next to them does for a living. They make promotional products. Well, their kid is having a bar mitzvah. Maybe they can use that service, that product. As Jews, I think that we naturally we want to do business with our own community, and I think that we want to help each other. And yes, I think people are able to connect. And that's what this is all about. All of our events that we do all the time. We have a website with a job board. It's all with direct contact information for the employers. It's just about making the connections. All I can take credit for is setting up coffee at some of the events, and people do the networking themselves.
Well, you also I want to give you credit for other things, because in your listings, in your social networking pages and things like that, you list all these jobs that people make available to you, and people respond to them. People apply to them. It's better than a newspaper want ad for a position, because people are looking through, and they actually have a choice of things to look through and check out 2, 3, 4 different things within there, because the variety of things that you offer are far beyond what's offered in a newspaper want ad column for jobs. But I even think, by the way, I think for people you mentioned the Jewish community, which a great portion of our viewers are in the Jewish community. I think that within the Jewish community, the connections that are made just looking at those jobs, even if someone doesn't take a job, I know someone else in my community that's looking for a job that can fill that job, and they tell them about it, and they end up following through. How many really big jobs? I mean, are there any really top corporate jobs that have been filled through B2B?
We get, we're in the middle of a very, very tough economy, and while everybody talks about the unemployment, there's also the underemployment to talk about. As much as you hear about people needing work, there's also many businesses that are looking to hire. They have a hard time trying to fill those positions. So I'm approached regularly. I happen to know, just heard about a great completely Jewish B2B success story. There was somebody that had a business that wasn't doing so great. I'm going to keep it kind of vague because it's still in the process. But there was several representatives, vice presidents from a large corporation. They were actually recruiting. They came to our events. We have a great relationship, and they came out. They met. They made a shidduch. They made a match. He's now coming on board. He's opening up a large office here in the Chicago area for them. They actually met a realtor at one of our events. They're finding a space in a municipality that happened to have been recruiting for new businesses to open up in that area. So it was really an all-around connection. So yes, there are positions from as distributors for a health food company. There's administrative positions. Today I was approached. A local organization is looking for a lobbyist, and I also hear of CFO positions all the time. And it's a grassroots effort. People coming together, trying to help each other. Lots of organizations. What's my biggest honor? One of the best things that I do with my days. Sit on many boards. Very actively involved with JVS Chicago. Sit on the executive committee. I'm chairing their annual event. And we're just trying to make those connections, because we can't rely just on the government funding. We have to get back into the community, develop corporate relationships, find those positions. If Walgreens is hiring, let's place people that we know into those positions, and in turn the community will benefit. We'll see the actual results that can be measured and looked at. And it's like you said, it's all sorts of jobs, from small to senior positions.
You brought up a very good point, and I apologize to my viewers once again for staying focused on the Jewish community, but you mentioned JVS, the Jewish Vocational Service. How does the Jewish Vocational Service, JobLink, which is run by the Chicago Chesed Fund, and B2B, how do these organizations not conflict with each other and at the same time work cohesively to find jobs and fill people? It's like, should I go through JVS or should I go through JobLink? Should I just talk to B2B, or are they going to recommend that I go to them and not come through them? How do you work that out and stay in a good relationship, and at the same time not push anyone in the wrong direction when the other people could have helped them better, or maybe you could have, or however that would work.
Sure. Well, there's no one resource that's an answer to everything. And some of those that you mentioned, they're not the only ones that I could think of locally. There's the ARC, which deals with a very different demographic. JVS has a program called the GEN program, Jewish Executives Network, and people that are earning over 6 figures. So there's a lot of different demographics. There's also many non-Jewish organizations, Catholic charities that I frequently send people out to, that they have many resources that we don't have in our community. So I think that by pooling the resources together, and I've been able, like I said, I sit on the board of JVS. I know Danny Gordon of JobLink, good friends with Andrea Storrs of the ARC, their career counselor. So we're actually pooling the resources. I'm trying to connect the dots, identify where our strengths are, where our resources are, who's doing what programming for what demographics, and how can we send people to each other. Where are the jobs? How can we actually get our people back to work? That's our goal. And my goal is 100% success. I'm very organized with the job seekers. When somebody approaches me, I put their information into a database. And my goal is 100% success. I want to find them a job, whatever it takes. If I'm able to find them, perhaps I'll send their resume along to somebody else. And it's great to have a lot of community resources. It's a beautiful thing, and it's across the board. So many great organizations. I'm proud to serve on many of the boards and committees that I sit on, but there's so many more that I still have yet to find about.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
In these turbulent times, let us not erode our liberties, for they make America a beacon of hope for all to see.
Let it shine.
I'm Senator Jeff Schoenberg, and you're watching Tape with Rabbi Doug.
Now, the Jewish B2B didn't just host Jewish people. There were businesses and things like that are connected that are not Jewish. It just happens to be that it grew from the Jewish community out to what it is today. And I want to mention now we have a lot of people who are watching us who aren't Jewish, obviously, because we're on everywhere. And these people are looking for jobs in the Chicago area, possibly, or maybe want to relocate to the Chicago area for those watching us outside of Illinois. And they're looking for jobs here. How do you, someone who's watching us, who only has a GED and says, I don't have a college, it's not even worth my time to go to one of these networking things. Everybody wants someone with a college degree. Or how does someone who says, well, I have a college degree in psychology. What can I do with that? I got to get a master's degree, or I can't find a job anywhere. How do these people come along and network into finding a job when they're kind of in a place where they think there's nothing out there for them?
I'm glad you asked that question. Well, there's undereducated, overeducated. Bottom line, I actually adamantly disagree. I think that it's the same skills, same philosophy that gets somebody a job, that gets businesses business. It's networking. It's getting out there. If you're out there, if you have the door open, if you're getting out there, shaking hands, meeting people, opportunities will come. Every job these days is about sales, whether you're actually selling, but you're constantly selling yourself.
Right.
Business is the same thing. Jobs don't come about through resumes. Resumes will get somebody in the door. They'll land somebody an interview. People get jobs. Business I'm a hypocrite because I publish a magazine that relies on advertising. But you know what? It's not the advertising that gets people business. Advertising just gets people to perhaps pick up the phone. People want to work with me because they want to work with me. And so it's that same philosophy. So yes, education is important. And obviously if you want to become a doctor, those few $100,000 that you might spend in medical school, best investment of your life, because you wouldn't be able to get to that opportunity without it. But and education is very important. But it's absolutely key. Get out there, networking. I encourage people, everybody's welcome to our events, but absolutely get out the door. Find your chamber of commerce, find a local organization, get out there. Opportunities will come, guaranteed. And my philosophy, to go back to one of your earlier questions, is be out there connecting people. And it's not a 99% chance, but a 100% chance that people will connect to you.
It's wonderful. Now, let's go the opposite way. I'm out there, I was a school teacher for many years, and I got a PhD. And all of a sudden, I'm going around and applying in school districts, and I'm overqualified for everything. They won't hire me. How do I find a job?
Well, you know what? It's tough in the public school system or government jobs because they are very rigid. But I think that most jobs these days, I can tell you firsthand from talking to dozens of employers every single day, they're looking for personality. And bottom line, I think that there's a lot of people that are, you know, a little bit older and maybe they lost their previous job. I think if you're out there and you have that drive, that passion, I think people will consider. Despite
even if you're older,
that's my feeling. At an event that I organized for a local synagogue, so we had this discussion: if somebody, God forbid, had to have a surgery, would they rather go to the doctor that has been performing a certain surgery for 60 years, or would they rather go to the doctor that just came out of medical school? It was actually split evenly. Half the people wanted the young doctor because everything's fresh on their mind. Half of them wanted the doctor that had performed that surgery many times. So I think that answers your question. I think that, you know, there are opportunities out there for absolutely everybody.
Okay, I think it's great. What is the focus of this next meeting now beyond what the first meeting was? It's coming up, you know, we're approaching 2012 at the time that we're taping, and you know, what can we do besides have booths with businesses and people meeting each other and saying, I could network to you, and 80% don't end up networking, 20% come out ahead because they have made a connection to someone that could help them or they could help. How do we make that percentage higher, and how do we do something different to even make it better?
Sure. Well, first of all, let me add that that's not our next event. You know, we have a lot of things going on all the time. We have webinars, we have events around the Chicagoland area. We have an upcoming event in Evanston, in Highwood, downtown. We have a Hanukkah event in the city that we're doing together with the America-Israel Chamber of Commerce. But in 2012, the business event, the way it's successful, again, everything, it's all about a grassroots effort. I really can only take the credit for sending out a few emails and putting together a few dots. I put up on Facebook before our last event. I asked people if people would agree to come out to our office and make calls to promote the business event. Got 75 people that wanted to come out to our office. People are really excited to help. We did phone trees. We sent out emails. We had new announcements in synagogues, all over in every Starbucks, and it's spreading the word, coming out there, seeing how you can connect to other people. We can make it even more successful. We can help get our neighbors back to work. We can help the business down the street land more business. If we're all out there helping, we can help ourselves as well by getting out there, finding opportunities for yourselves as well as for others.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I am an American. I'm an American.
I am 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 an American. I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I am an American.
I am
An American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am American.
I am America.
I'm an American.
I'm an American.
I'm an American.
I am an
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
Hi, I'm Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr., and you're watching Taped with Rabbi Doug.
Are you constantly looking for new connections as well and moving on, or are they coming to you more than that?
Well, when I started, I was spending a lot of evenings at other events and things like that. Most of the networking that I do these days are on various boards, committees. People are reaching out to me every single day, many dozens. We get so many emails every single day, so many phone calls, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I sit with many business owners that just want to talk, just want more connections. I talk to many job seekers, talk to many employers, and again, I enjoy being a matchmaker.
Have you ever thought yourself of being a job counselor as a living and getting out of the accounting company and not working with your dad, not doing the family business thing? Is the family business thing kind of stepping aside for you right now, or are you still integrally involved?
I'm very involved in the family business. That's my full-time job. Thankfully, we've grown the business, and I have the flexibility to be out there and coordinate my schedule, so I have the opportunities to so I could find opportunities for others. We're filming late at night, and I've got many more things after this. But no, I enjoy our family business. I enjoy being able to help more people, and that's my long-term, my short-term plan, to continue identifying the needs of the community, whether it's executives, whether it's job seekers, whether it's small business owners, whatever it is. I want to look and see where the needs are, and we'll do our best to find the solution and then coordinate the programming. And if we need another website to get up, we'll get it up, and we'll go from there. We'll play by ear.
I love it, and I want everyone to know that you and I both, with our crazy schedules, decided, why wait till we can get together in the studio? Let's just get together tonight and get this done so we can get the word out there. I'm going to flash the email address and the website for this non-for-profit B2B networking, so that anyone who wishes to get involved or to contact Shalom to ask how they can find out about the opportunities that are available that he knows about, to bring them into your information circle, that will certainly be possible. And I want to thank you so much for being on the show. Time has flown, and we'll talk more, and I hope to have you back on in the very near future and talk more about this second big business event. And I hope that people will attend that, and by the time we get this show on the air, I'm hoping that I have that information, so when I'm editing the show, I'm going to put that on the credits as well. And I want to thank all of you for being with us. Remember, if you want to see our show on the web or check out our website, the address is www.tvrabbi.com. If you want to email me or email Shalom, and I will forward that email to him, and I know he'll get back to you. The address is info@tvrabbi.com. Once again, Shalom Klein, thank you so much. I wish you much hatzlacha, success with B2B networking and all the mitzvot and all the good things that you do for others.
Thank you. Happy networking.
All right, and happy networking to all of you. Hope to see you next time right here on Tape with Rabbi Doug. Shalom, everyone.
And I'm talking about Rabbi Doug. Talking about Rabbi Doug. Talking about Rabbi Doug on your TV show. Well, he's the rabbi for me. Anytime you need. You're gonna get married or you're gonna die. Gonna see Rabbi Doug. Gonna see Rabbi Doug. Gonna see Rabbi Doug. Gonna see Rabbi Doug on the TV tonight.
This has been a Taped with Rabbi Doug production.